We are moving into a new chapter, y'all. Very excited. We are doubling our days of service for my food truck. So now we are finally going to be open on weekends consistently. We probably should have been doing this from the beginning, but I have another job and I work weekends from other job weekends. So let's talk about what life was like with my 2 day a week food truck closed on weekends, only open Thursdays and Fridays. Let's get some information out of the way in case you're new. I have a food truck or a food trailer operating in the Midwest of the United States, open for 2 days a week, Thursday and Friday. We're selling gourmet, fun, classic, delicious breakfast sandwiches. And we're only open 2 days a week from January up until September. Now, October will be open 4 days a week because we're going to be open on the Wednesday on weekends. It averaged out to be 2.25 days per week because there was some random times where I opened up on a third day. So it averaged out to be 9 days per month. So let's talk about the revenue, expenses. Did it work? Whatnot. Let's just talk about my 2 day a week food truck. Also, we are different. We're operating as a ghost kitchen. So we advertise, we have signage saying that we take online orders only. Basically, most of our people come from the internet, Instagram, and they see that you online order only. So they're ordered through our website. We just focus on the food and cooking and not worry about a line cooking than doing a cash out. So we're a little bit different in the operation. So that kind of might skew the sales number a bit. It could have been a little bit higher because we had to turn away some people that didn't feel comfortable doing it online. So that might show that our numbers are a little bit low. I'm also stationary. I'm not moving around. So I'm trying to be a part of a neighborhood. So that's another reason why our numbers might be so low. We're starting from scratch. Let's start off with the gross profits. So income minus cost of goods. We pulled in a gross profit of $5,314. That's our gross profit from being open 2.25 days per week. So what does that mean? Our sales? Our sales were not the number that I wanted, off by a few numbers to make it kind of even. $11,997 for 9 months, being open an average of 9 days per week. So basically 12,000. Once I did these numbers a few more times, it went down to under 12,000. So we brought in $11,997. This is including our website. We're using Toast to take orders. Also, we get orders in from Uber Eats and Grubhub. So our cost of goods is going to be our food and our paper goods, wraps and stuff, napkins, also bags and whatnot, the food that we do. We spent $6,087 on food for those 9 months. Also, propane. It's not the most accurate number because in the beginning I was using some gift card that I use. I bought those gift cards to get a sign-on bonus for a credit card, but I have $596 set for propane. So it looks like our total cost of goods was $6,683, basically more than half of our sales. With a 2 day a week food truck, there is a little bit of food waste because I'm buying stuff and not all that stuff can be used during that full week. So from Thursday to Thursday. So there was a bit of high waste. Also, I'm trying to use a specific bread. If I didn't use this bread, then our cost would go down. I'm going through food distributors, so ideally the unit costs are pretty low, but the purchase price is kind of high because I need a minimum of 20 cases. So I'm kind of extending myself and buying some stuff that I don't necessarily need. And I'm trying to get some stuff that is shelf stable, but some of that stuff, maybe a whole case of tomatoes, I can't use within the full month or when I need to order next. So it's a little bit of high waste. So I will say that our cost of goods for food is kind of high because of high waste. If I was more efficient with my buying, I can definitely get this number down lower. But cost of goods is definitely more than half, and the exact percentage for cost for food and paper goods is this number right here. Once again, gross profits of $5,314 for being open 9 days per month. But there's more expensive that I chose to do for the business, so let's talk about more of the business expenses. We have our rent for a spot. I'm permanently parked at a location. We get electricity, and now we have water. We'll talk about that later, but that's $500 a month or $4,500 for these 9 months. We have our website. Probably could find a cheaper version, but our website for these 9 months, this is everything for 9 months, is $188.19. Our ordering system is, we start off with Chow Now, which is more expensive and not as good as what I'm using now with Toast. So for that Chow Now, we spent $894, and I'm using Toast right now. I'm getting a free period, so I haven't been paying for Toast since I've used it, but that price would be up for ordering system. Insurance, $225 for the 9 months, and that's for liability insurance for up to $1 million for the business. I'm doing a phone thing. That's just to get a number for people to call the business phone and not my personal phone. I've spent $55.59 for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi for my tablets and all my technology is run us $91.35. I'm using a hotspot, and I'm not including the purchase price of that hotspot. I'm just talking about the recurring monthly expenses. Security system, I have security cameras. I'm just talking about the monthly subscription. This is $66 for the 9 months. Water, the place where I'm at doesn't have water, so I've been bringing water from home. I'm estimating that costs around $32. And now I just got QuickBooks. I've had it for maybe 3 months, and I paid a total of $81.92. And that was a trial run. I have just regular QuickBooks for bookkeeping and something for payroll. We'll talk about that later, but I've only spent $91.92 so far, bringing our total expenses to $6,134.05. And that is also, you have to add our cost of goods into that too. So let's look at the numbers of what things look like, y'all. So that brings us to our final number for right now of a net operating income of negative $820.05, or losing $91.11 per month. So we did not achieve a full profit from cost of goods and total expenses. We are ahead, of course, from food, propane, cost of goods, but all the other things I've chose to do as a business owner for our expenses, we are negative, and I am not mad at that. I am growing a long-term business. I know it takes money to make money. I know there's other ways, things I could have done to make it more profitable, i.e. being open more and having lower expenses, taking cash and not turning away people that didn't want to not pay online. But this is a stepping stone, and I have multi-year plan for this business, so I'm not mad at this negative number. So now, why I'm open extra days a week for the weekends, I have an employee now who's going to be operating while I'm working on my full-time job. I do have a full-time job, like I said before, so I'm not dedicating a full-time to this business just yet or ever. We'll talk about that. But now we have to factor in some labor cost. So from training, he was training not for at least 3 months, but it's 2 days a week, and some days, I think some days he didn't make it, and some days we clocked out a little early. I was saying, oh, the revenue's not that high, so I was trying to cut down labor costs. So we spent another $2,139 for our training, and now we're looking at, with labor, we're down to negative $2,959.05. So we just keep going lower and lower. Like I said, this is just a long-term investment. We have a vision, and I'm confident that the things that we're going to be doing is going to bring us to profitability. And like I said, I have a main job putting money aside to keep everything afloat for now, but I'm not worried. We'll talk about some more. This is just my numbers. Your numbers might be different. This is what we're doing. And our last thing we should talk about is I got a small business loan from the state to purchase this trailer, and I've been doing payments plus interest. And right now, this year, I've paid $6,668.91 for that loan payment plus interest. So our final cash flow number is looking like negative $9,627.96. Not full cash flow because there's other purchases we've done like silverware, utensils, stuff like this, repairs. There's a lot more. We don't want to get into that full cash flow number because it's way more than what this is. But this is what our operational stuff plus the loans look like for the 2-day-a-week food truck. But let's talk about the future. After we talk about what could have been if some things were to change. So what could have been? I won't do a full scenario, but let's say the people who we lost because it was no cash or no online order only, they didn't necessarily want to come. Some came and returned, maybe didn't want to do it. Some didn't come because they saw it online. Let's say our increased revenue, let's say we increased revenue by a conservative 6%. Then our income was $12,716. Let's say things are a little bit more efficient with the buying and better waste for our food and paper products and better accounting. Let's say we got our cost to be 35% and the propane stayed the same. That means our gross profit would go up to $7,670. Let's say we cut out some stuff to make things more lean, no security, no yada yada, no QuickBooks, no water, whatever. Let's say our other full total expenses is $5,954. That means our net operating income would have been for the 9 months $1,716. So we would have been positive. Or it could have been if I did some more things that taking out some expenses. So we're going to keep rent the same. Maybe I could have found cheaper rent, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to keep insurance, but our website, let's bring it down to $144 for the 9 months. Let's bring our ordering system to a Square where we're just doing a transaction, and that's 2.6% of sales plus 10 cents per transaction. It would have been a total of $311.92 plus $66.80. And let's say our phone is free. Let's say the Wi-Fi is free because I'm just using a card swipe on my phone. Then we could have had a total expenses of $5,247.72. And we could have had a net operating income of $2,422, and that would have covered our labor as well, and we would have been a little bit positive on our label. So that's labor. So that's if I took out some expenses, a little bit more lean on some expenses, but that's not including having a lower rent. So it could have been slightly profitable if we did things a little bit different, but this is what we did for these 9 months. But we have many, many more months to go. So let's talk about the future for my business and some conservative numbers or just talking about it. So going forward, we're going to be doubling our days of operation. We're going to be open on weekends. Some people said they couldn't come because they were working and they didn't want to do Uber Eats. So we're going to be doubling our service. So for this first month of being open on the weekend, I'm just going to conservatively presume that we're going to increase revenue by just 30%, not double, because the new days, people need to keep on learning that we're open these new days and whatnot. So just conservatively opening up the revenue by 30%. So what are we going to do to reach profitability? Like you said, we're going to be doubling our operational service days. So more revenue come in by opening more days. I'm going to increase the marketing, do more stuff on Instagram, run some more ads on Instagram and on Facebook and Google. Going to be reaching out to more influencers. We already had 2 big ones come that increased our followers by a lot. We've had some articles already, but I'm going to focus on the marketing, get more people to come, passing out more flyers and having people talk about us. So that's going to increase the revenue. Over time, more and more people will be coming. This area is pretty reasonable size, 2.1 plus million people in the metro area, travelers and business people coming in, so capturing a piece of that market. Also, I'm going to be working a little bit more hours onto my main job and to be funneling that money into the business to keep it afloat until I don't need to. And also, we're going to start doing events and catering. I'm going to try to invest into starting doing some events, just moving around. But ultimately, I still want to be a part of the neighborhood, be stationary, still be the ghost kitchen, but just get more eyes onto our product. And after that, more catering, but just growing the business by more people knowing, people enjoying the food. People have been leaving good reviews about our food. They say it tastes good. We have a 5-star rating for now. I am very positive about the future. More days will be coming as well. And I'm looking forward to the future. This business is going to increase because I want the business to increase, and I'm going to do tangible actions to make the business increase. And we're negative right now, but I'm not mad at it. It's just a part of the journey. Investing into this business for it to be a cash cow in the future, and I'm going to see it through. I'm working for it. I'm going to be marketing more. This is an update, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, comment below. Comment below what you would do instead. Comment below what you've done before. Comment below something hateful. Probably not. Something inspiring, but I love comments, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the journey, y'all.